So, how was your day? Tonight, I will be having this. This is one of my main meals. What is this? This is a chicken thigh. This is a chicken thigh and some mixed vegetables, and then we have some fried potatoes on the bottom. So I had this in episode 1, which eventually got deleted, but I'll talk about that. Well, no, I already talked about that. I have to have a bite. Oh my God. So good. Yeah. So I don't know if you could tell, I am quite ill at the moment, quite sick at the moment. I don't know what's wrong. I got like a cold or something, but my throat is very sore and ungodly amounts of mucus are coming out of my nose. However, and I feel horrible, but I feel the best when I'm eating. So let's just get the eating started. How about that? My voice has changed. It's a little different. I don't know if you were able to notice. I feel like I was able to notice in my comedy sketch last night. It was slightly different. Yeah, this is one of my main meals, very healthy. So, yeah, I think I mentioned in episode 1 that there were no decent loose potatoes at the grocery store when I went a couple weeks ago, and so I had to get bagged potatoes, they're a lot cheaper, but they're also the quality is really hit and miss. Like if you get a bag that's old, then all the potatoes are garbage and it tastes like horrible. That's what I just said. However, got groceries yesterday, and they had some very nice looking loose potatoes. So I was able to get my usual potatoes, and it really made a huge difference. I had my meal last night, and it was just like old times. So this meal really hinges on the potatoes. So we have what is that? I thought there was plastic in my mouth. It's just the casing of a piece of corn. So we have some mixed vegetables. This is a frozen bag of mixed vegetables. And it has, I think I did this in the first episode, it has corn, it has carrots, it has peas. I don't even know if you can see this on the screen. I think you can. And what else? It has beans as well. I really love those beans. Honestly, I could go without the corn. I wish it was just carrots, peas, and beans, to be honest. I like corn, don't get me wrong, but corn is quite sweet. And I feel like I don't know. I mean, I guess it fits, but I would rather not have any corn, especially because sometimes the bag is mostly filled with corn. But this one looks more, spread out. A little more spread out. Tastes very, very good. Yeah, so what I was saying, this meal really hinges on the potatoes because the chicken and the veggies, they're always the same. They always taste the same. I cook them the same. And the one wild card of this dish is the potatoes. It really depends on if they're good or not. So the kind of potatoes I'm using, I like using a mixture, especially because the russets are the best. However, sometimes, I go to fry them up. So before I fry them, I boil them, parboil them, I think that's what you call it. But sometimes they just get all mushy, way too mushy. And then you go to fry them, and it's basically like you're frying mashed potatoes, which still tastes pretty good. But so what I like to do, I like to mix in one white potato as well. And so the potatoes are able to hold up a little better. So that's what I have right here. I used one russet and one white potato. Very fluffy. I also have a nice crispy crust. Fluffy on the inside, crispy on the outside. I forgot to mention, we have dessert as well. Got my cookies, my world famous cookies, and I also have some milk, of course. Gotta have the milk with the chocolate. I ate this meal in my Eating Like an Autistic Person for 6 years video. And I did a time lapse. I think I ate the whole thing on camera, but I sped it up to like, I don't know how fast it was, like 20 times speed or something. Very satisfying to watch though. Pardon the sniffles. Yeah, it's been like this for a couple days now. And honestly, it's been it's really annoying sleeping. So I've had a problem with like dry mouth for like several years now. It just keeps getting worse. I sort of touched on this in my old person sleep routine. Is that what it's called? Old person sleep routine video, where I mentioned that I have to clear my throat multiple times before going to sleep. Otherwise, I'll choke on my own saliva. That was a true story. But it's really become a problem. And now that I have this the sore throat here, and the amount of phlegm that and mucus that just gets caught up in here, I go to sleep and then I wake up and I can't even breathe because it's so thick and it's preventing me from breathing. Whoop. Apparently some of those symptoms are also a part of Sjogren's syndrome, which is another form of inflammatory arthritis. What was I going to say about that? I was going to say something about that, but I forget. But yeah, it has several symptoms that I seem to have, and I'm wondering, I might have that as well. It's an autoimmune disease. Apparently half the people who have Sjogren's also have rheumatoid arthritis, which I have. So, however, 90% of people who have Sjogren's are women. So, I'm not a woman. Though it is funny because there are parts of my personality that I feel I relate more with, females than males. And I wonder if there's a correlation here. Who knows? This is really, really good. So I fry up the potatoes in some oil, some canola oil. And then normally I would put salt on it and pepper, but I had to stop putting salt in because there's just too much sodium in it. And so instead, you put salt on potatoes, it's the perfect combination. But instead I use this garlic seasoning type thing that's low sodium. So it tastes pretty good still, but obviously salt and pepper would be ideal. And then I fry up the chicken thigh on the stove as well in some oil and pepper. I put pepper on the chicken as well. Very good. I take the skin. I buy the chicken thighs that have the skin and the bone on them because you can get the skinless ones, but they're just more expensive. Noticeably more expensive, so I buy the ones with the skin and the bone, and then I take the skin off before I fry them up, and then I cut the chicken off the bone after they're done cooking. So we're almost done round one. I really have to blow my nose. Maybe I'll just wipe it. Hopefully that'll be enough. I'm starting to leak. I was feeling myself starting to leak. Very healthy meal though, very tasty. So I eat this for 7 days in a row. And then after that, I have pasta for 7 days. And in the sauce, I also fry up another chicken thigh and cut that up into the sauce and put it in the sauce. But I have something in my teeth here. I can feel it. So we'll probably have some pasta for next week. All right, we're almost there. One at a time, I guess. One more carrot. Come on. Okay, well that was bad. Did you see that? It just totally fell off of the table. Oh, there it is. All right, wash my hands, sort of. Okay, now we're off to round two. So these are my world famous chocolate cookies. These have been featured in many videos. I don't know if it's many videos, but several videos. And this is the updated recipe. I think, yeah, I ate these on video like 3 times for my Big City Todd video, my vlog video where I was out in the big city. And so my original cookie recipe was I mixed the chocolate chips into I melt the chocolate chips into the batter. Because, you know, when you make cookies, they come out all warm and the chocolate chips are all gooey, which tastes amazing. But if you don't eat all the cookies at once, then, which is what I do, I eat them over the course of 7 days. So then for day 2 to day 7, the chocolate chips are hard again. And so I didn't like that. And so that's where I came up with the idea of melting the chocolate chips into the batter, which ended up being very good. And then I discovered these mini chocolate chips. I don't even know if you can see them, but there are like fully intact mini chocolate chips in these cookies. And because they're smaller, you know, when you go to bite into it, they're smaller, so it's much more pleasing than having this huge chunk of chocolate. And so I still melt I still melt 2 different kinds, dark chocolate chips and milk chocolate chips into the batter. And then these mini ones, they are semi-sweet chocolate chips. So there are 3 different kinds of chocolate chips in these cookies. And then we also have the 3 white things on the top. It's not white chocolate, it's actually cream. I think they're called cream chips. So my original recipe was called my famous boring chocolate cookies, which I was very happy with. I really like that idea because they did look quite boring. They just looked chocolate. There were no visible chocolate chips, even though they were melted. They looked very plain, but the taste was there. And now I've updated it, so now you can actually see the intact chocolate chips that weren't melted. And then you also have these 3 white chocolate chips. And I couldn't remember my updated name in episode 1, but I think I remembered. What was it? What was it going to be called? Yeah, some like white button chocolate cookies. I think that's the name I went for. Fancy white button chocolate cookies or something. I don't remember, but they taste really good. So let's just start eating them. How about that? Oh man. Those are good. Those are good. Yeah, not only am I sick, but I also have this like infection on my butt. I'm not gonna get into details of that, but this actually happened a couple months ago as well that I mentioned. And I'm wondering, one of the medications I'm on affects my immune system, and apparently it can make you more susceptible to infections. So I'm wondering if this new medication is making me become infected more often, which is not good. It's very annoying, and it's also quite painful. It's not as bad as it was a couple weeks ago or a couple months ago, but still, it's very annoying. I have a little text file over there. I think I've exhausted all the bullet points I wrote down. So let's try and do this under 20 minutes. How about that? Yeah, I made these cookies, I think, on Friday. So they are quite new, quite fresh. In that Big City Todd video, I did not eat them with milk. I ate them with. I discovered Starbucks. I'm not a coffee drinker normally, so I rarely ever go to Starbucks. However, I had the idea of going there, trying. I think it was a cafe mocha. That's the thing I would get. I don't think I had ever tried it before that, but oh my god, it was absolutely incredible. With the cookies, I would do the same thing I would do right now. I would take a bite of the cookie, take a swig of the cafe mocha, and it was amazing. Amazeballs. Very, very good. For one of these eating videos, I should, because I only eat 2 cookies a day. I'm very disciplined. I developed this skill, I think 6 years ago now. But before that, it'd be hard to control myself around good tasting food like this. But then I ended up being very, very strict. So I only eat two of these cookies a day. And I never cheat, never. However, I had the idea, maybe I should make one of these batches of cookies and then I would eat it sort of like as soon as they come out of the oven. Because normally I make the cookies in advance, so I never get them when they're fresh. Once in a while I will, and they do taste better. So I thought maybe I'll try and see how many of these cookies I could eat at once. That'd be a pretty fun video, I think. Not 20 minutes after all. 20 right now. Okay, I think that's one more bite. Okay, well, that was amazing. I will be eating the same thing tomorrow, the same thing the next day, the same thing the next day, the same thing the next day, up until probably Saturday or Sunday next week, when we will have another video. So this was probably not very interesting, but I will see you next week.